over time I just kept taking and taking it and taking it. And every time when I was around my cousins, like, they would be really mean to me, but I was so, like, not even aware of being mistreated that I just went along and thought that it was normal, because my parents treat me so rough and tough, and sometimes they even hurt me, and I was so used to that. So I lacked a lot of knowing my worth and my value, but I'm not blaming it. I'm not being a victim. I'm just understanding, like, how I became who I am and how I had to realize that I didn't have to live that way anymore. And that it was time that I stopped living my life sad and hurt and negative, and it was time that I start living for me, because I only have one life to live, and that one life is very precious. And if I was to just live this life hurt all over again, because that's all I very much experienced, more negative versus good experience, and I kept reliving that moment when I go through struggles and hardship, and I didn't understand why I kept feeling that within myself, because I didn't know that I needed to release that, really heal, meditate, and connect myself with the right support system, and to really take care of my health, because what you put in your body is what you become, and to really do what I love, and being me. And don't be scared of being me. I could be silly, I could be weird, I could act dumb and foolish and kiddish, and I can also be mature, serious, and strict at times, and elegant and well mannered. But at the end of the day, if I feel like saying something or doing something and I know it's not harming somebody, I am not wrong for expressing myself and being who I am. And a lot of times people didn't like who I was around. They didn't accept, or at least I feel like they didn't really like how my character was, because I needed to work on myself. Of course, I was a little bit off, or a little bit, not in alignment with myself, and people can feel that vibe. But honestly, I was authentically figuring out how to be myself. But in order for you to find yourself, you have to put yourself into this process and focus and really want it with your heart and really pray for it, because when you don't even want to be aware of what you want to know and find the truth about your question, or trying to find the truth of what you're trying to seek for the answer, you're not ready for the work that the universe is going to give you. You're going to be too fragile and weak, and you're not going to be patient enough. Like, yeah, there's moments where I wanted to give up on growing myself. There's moments where I wanted to feel like I want to just stop, and why even try? But then I think about how far I've come, that, I have so many things to look forward to and live for. And like, there's things where I wasn't aware that that wasn't healthy for me, that I was doing and acting and feeling and seeing in my own world, in my perspective. And it was sad. It was sad that I was living like this for such a long time, and you couldn't figure out why. You just kept saying, why God, why? Why universe? Why am I experiencing this? Why am I feeling so frustrated and I'm struggling so much? And I really just want to, be the person that is kind, loving, and like, when I say good, a good individual, it doesn't mean that you're perfect. It just means that you want to be somebody who's compassionate, who can really empathize and connect and feel and sympathize and understand others. Or not be perfect, but at least you can understand what's going on and be aware, and really just know that you're connected with yourself. So music is life. Especially, I'm an Aries, so Aries will always need music in their life to survive. And music plays with your emotions and moods, and it kind of validates when I think about it now, it validates your emotions, because when you're listening to sad moments where just sad song, like, I don't know, you could be listening to, you're feeling sad, so you're gonna be listening to a sad, I don't know, a sad moan song, right? It's like empathizing, talking about how they feel, about how others make them feel and hurt, and situations that they've encountered that hurted them, and they keep on talking. Excuse me. So a lot of Hmong songs, they talk about their sadness, their feelings, and just, it's really sad because the music is sad, the beat is slow, the lyrics is like, sympathizing, and they're just like talking about how hurt they are, or how they yearn for certain things. Like, you can connect with that, and then after you're done feeling low, and hurt, you're like, okay, time to change the music. I feel a little bit better, and then you're gonna move it up to a different music of selection where it's kind of like, I forgot the song. Oh, I think it's Christina Aguilera, but I think it's Christina Aguilera, from what I understand. Christina Aguilera. I think it's Beautiful, where she sings, every day is so wonderful, suddenly it's hard to breathe, and then find it hard to fill the emptiness, the pieces is gone, and something, I forgot the lyrics, but the main chorus, it goes, I am beautiful, no matter what they say, 'cause words can't bring me down. No, I am beautiful in every single way, 'cause words won't bring me down. So don't you bring me down today. So that song was kind of like, okay, after I listened to Hmong song, I moved to the Christina Aguilera You Are Beautiful song. Okay, I'm feeling affirmed, I'm feeling good and emotionally supported in some way. And then you move on to the Rascals. It's a really old band, or yeah, I think they're a band. They're a group anyways. Rascal, and it goes, it's a beautiful morning, hey. Da 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 da. Na na na. I'm sorry, I can't remember all these lyrics because there's just too much song and my mind can't remember all the lyrics. But that is one of the songs that are happy and upbeat and bright, and it just kind of like, whoo, like, okay, I'm ready to go rollerblades now, or I'm ready to go scooter. I'm ready to go outside and play, So yeah, so music has definitely played a big part, but then it also played a lot with my depression that I didn't even know of as a child. Like when I was really down, and we would have like Hmong movies where it's about like it's about like an orphan where she or he, because usually it's a boy or girl, they lose their parents, and their parents passed away, and they go live with their uncles from their father's side, and they get basically they get mistreated, and times where they get tortured, and they get sent by themselves as a young child, 7, 8 years old, to go sleep at the faraway garden near the forest, because they used to walk miles and miles to go garden and make their fields of good and really just grow their crops and feed their family with that. And it's just like they were sent away to go wash the garden, to go take care of the cows, the cattle, and that job was very hard. It was very scary. And back in the days in Laos, there was a lot of spirits. There was a lot of bad spirits, more so, because I don't know, I guess you're kind of like a prey and they're a predator, and they want to harm you or scare the heck out of you, because that's a part of what they feed off of. And of course you're very vulnerable because you're hurt, you're lost, you're sent away, you're mistreated, and you yearn for love that you've never been able to receive while struggling. So I would watch those movies, and there'll be certain songs where it's just like they'll have a song about being an orphan, and those songs, damn, they're like deep. They're like deep to the scars, to the core, to the hurt. Because when you listen to it and you thought you've healed your scars, you were just gonna listen to that Myeonjo song, which is orphan song, and you're just going to cry your eyes out. No matter how much you thought you've grown and you've healed from your old hurt and scars, boy, were you not ready, because it's still there. There's a scar where that word and that music and how you can relate to, and you could just feel these emotions, and it bursts out. Oh, it is just like a volcano eruption where you just feel it all over again, and you can understand and connect with the lyrics, the melody, and the way how the artist sings it. You can just hear that they're gonna cry, and it's just so connected with emotions. So if I listened too much of that, I was going back to a mindset of a perspective where I would be like a victim. Not that you want to be a victim, but that role is like victim role. Like, I'm hurt, everybody's out to get me, I'm never gonna get what I want in life, and everybody keeps on taking what I want, and I won't get that opportunity. I'm not worthy, I'm unlovable, something's wrong with me, I'm different, oh, they're staring at me different. Then you just kind of like very negative and secluded and hurt, and you're in a dark area where sometimes you can't even get yourself back out of the hole, because you can't even see the light, because you won't allow yourself to see it, because that's how much you hurt. And no matter how much people try to pull you out of that tunnel and that darkness and that hole, you can't come out, because you yourself is the only one to pull yourself back out of that hole and that hurt. And that takes, it takes another process. Let me tell you, it took me a long time to get out of my depression, and it's still like a roller coaster on certain days, but I've been so much better with the improvements, with the progress, with all the work and research that I've done for myself, with all the therapy. Whew. And it's still just a beginning. It's still just a beautiful beginning of the journey where I can now get out of the hole, and I'm like outside of the hole. I'm probably 5 feet away, and I'm looking back at it, and I'm like memorizing and reminiscing like, wow, I was in that deep ass hole. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but I'm just gonna be real, and that's how, I'm gonna explain my ways. So hopefully y'all can be, comfortable with my language. If not, then you don't have to listen to this video. But anyways, let me tell my story. You look back 5 feet away from the dark hole, and you're like, wow, that was a deep ass hole there. I was stuck in there. Nobody could fish me out, even if I wanted to. I had to find a way out. I had to think of ways how to get myself out of that deep hole. Oh my gosh, and I had no way of understanding how to get myself out until I allowed the right people above, outside of the hole, look down and say, hey, how are you feeling? And then you would be down there saying, I feel very scared, alone, and I feel fearful of what's gonna happen. Am I gonna die in this hole? I mean, it sounds really sad and bad, but I mean, like, when I think about it, shoot, it felt like that. And then when I was getting the right support system, where it's not just limited to, mental health professionals, it was more than that. I've had families, and I've had friends, co-workers. Like, I had, random people who just did a random act of kindness. Did I even make sense? When they just did a random act of kindness, I think that's how you say it. When they, just did that out of their kind heart because they wanted to lend a hand, like, it made me, like, definitely feel like the hole in the ditch that I was in was not as deep as I thought it was. And they were walking me out of that dark hole. So they were telling me, okay, we're gonna chop you these 10 7 or 8 inches of wood, okay? and you're gonna put it to the wall and you're gonna hammer it, right? So you hammer it into the dirt wall and you're gonna keep on doing it, and as you're going up, you're gonna keep on putting it in the wall, hitting it, but you have to do the work. You have to make sure it goes in enough for you to grab, but also it's sturdy and it's going to hold your weight, right? So you're kind of winging it, but you kind of understand what steps you need to take to get out of the hole with the help of the assistant role of the people around outside of the ditch up above. And as I allow people to help me and walk me through it, and I can really understand and grasp and be like, I'm halfway out. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm getting out of the hole. I can feel the fresh air and sunlight. And then you get more like higher self-esteem and confident, and you're feeling like this new vibe within yourself and this hope, faith, and that just beautiful moments. Okay, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just very empowering and like regaining yourself. And then that moment where you hit that last wood into the wall to get out of the hole, and then somebody can grab their hand to you and you can grab their hand and they pull you out. You can see the light. You can just feel it, like all these chills and these happy emotions, sadness and struggles, and feeling like, oh my God, I did it. I got out of this hole that I never thought that I can get out of. And it was so dark in there that I was so used to seeing darkness and negativity that I didn't even think it was possible for me to get up here in the bright sunlight where I'm surrounded by so many support system, and I have so many people here connecting with me, loving me and accepting me just who I am. And they just think I'm beautiful, just being weird and funny and goofy, just the way I am. That is the most beautiful part about my weight loss journey and my healthy journey and my journey of becoming the best version of myself. Whew, that is just an analogy, or kind of like a theory of what I've been through with my depression, anxiety, and unhealthiness of my own health, mentally and internally. So yeah, thank you for listening. I'm gonna make more videos. Stay tuned to my other video. I'm gonna do a inspired look by one of my Khmer favorite singer, and she has also inspired me to become a confident, high value, I would say a confident, high value Dara, when she does things and sings and, you know, just do her hobby and do her thing that she loves. So stay tuned to my makeup inspired look of Touch Sonic.